Hey everybody, welcome back. So it's the end of April and we're back out into the mountains again. As you can see, most of the snow is gone, still some patches here and there. It's about 50 degrees today and we're going to go for a hike and do a little bit of an overnight. Not going to the base camp this time, so as you can see I got a load on my back. Got a new stove we're going to test out. Got the trusty Mossberg along once again because getting to that time of year where some of the big brown furry friends may be starting to wake up, so we'll keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, it's a beautiful day. We'll carry on and see where we end up tonight. So just poking on the edge of this clearing here. Yeah, a couple of deer there standing out in the open. It's kind of unusual to see them midday here in an open meadow like that, but you know, it's springtime, they're hungry. Things are coming alive here in the mountains, so that's kind of neat. See a little bit of game. We're downwind, so we should be pretty good from a scent and a sound perspective, but just thought I'd give you a quick shot of that. You can hear the ground squirrels there barking in the background. So like I said, things are coming alive in the springtime here in the mountains. So I'm not going to stay here tonight. I'm going to carry on. Just thought I would check in here. And I got another shelter that I'm going to set up. And another stove, a micro stove. But what I am going to use from this shelter here is the stove jack. I didn't see any point in bringing out another one, so just going to grab the one that's on the end of the shelter here. For the shelter that I'm going to build tonight. So I'm going to carry on, go a little further. We're about 6 kilometers, 4 miles out. Going to go another 3-4 kilometers to about the 6-7 mile mark. Set up another shelter and stay the night a little bit closer to the mountains now that the snow's receded a little bit. So I'm going to take off that stove jack and we're going to put that on the shelter that I brought out with me tonight. So here I am, a few kilometers past the Tarp shelter, and as I mentioned, it's end of April, but I don't know if you can see it, but we actually got some snow falling here. My thermometer says it's close to 60 degrees, but there's this kind of crazy cold wind blowing from somewhere. We're about 6,000 feet elevation, so probably just high enough, if the wind is blowing the right direction, to get a little bit of snow. I don't think it's going to accumulate, but like I said, wacky weather, need to be prepared for anything. A little bit of a creek crossing here, but that's the direction we're going. Not very deep, so we should be able to get across that without any trouble. Might have to throw a rock in. But in any case, we'll keep pressing on. So one of the things I like to do when I'm out hiking and on the way to wherever I'm going is to look for a little bit of fatwood, basically pine pitch that will make starting a fire tonight a little bit easier. So I came across this wind-blown tree here, and I thought I would just come take a look, and sure enough, I got a piece there that's pretty full of pitch. So what I'll do is I'll just stick that in my pocket, maybe break it in half, and we'll bring that along, and might make starting tonight's fire just a little bit easier. We'll probably find some right where we're camping, but you never know. It's a fairly rich piece, so it only takes a second to stop, and I got my knife there. Just hacked off a piece, and we'll pick it up and we'll carry on. So for all you guys that don't get out into the mountains very much, I just thought I'd show you some furry poop. And basically what that is excrement from one animal that eats other little furry animals for dinner. So not sure exactly what that's from. That could be from a coyote or a little bobcat or something like that, but lots of that out here. Well on the way, getting closer to those peaks in the distance. We'll keep going and see how far we get. There's one last look at the trapper's cabin. Got a couple of miles to go yet this afternoon. It's getting kind of late. It's after 5, so better push on. Got to cover some ground here before we can set up camp for tonight. Well, as you can see behind me there, I got a little bit of snow on the ground. Didn't get quite as far as I hoped, but that's okay. You know, this time of year, it's kind of hard to know what to expect out here. So the trail I was gonna take is up that ridge there behind me, and as you can see, there's still a bit of snow there. So didn't come prepared for that. No snowshoes, and with the pack I got on my back, just not willing to fight my way up that here today. But that's okay. Got a nice quiet little valley. Got a nice creek here behind me. So we're gonna get the shelter set up, cook some dinner, and just have a nice quiet evening here in the mountains. So I found the spot I want to camp here tonight. First thing I want to do is get a sweater on. Stopped hiking here. It was nice this afternoon, but it's after 6, and we're up over 6,000 feet here, and temperatures dropped down to about 40 degrees, which is, I don't know, something like 5 Celsius. So starting to cool off a little bit. A couple hours of sunlight left, but like I said, I wanted to grab a sweater. So while I do that, I just thought I'd quickly show you guys what I got in my pack here. So on my channel, you guys probably saw the micro stove that I built, and so that's what I brought out with me here today. And that's this little guy here is going to stand vertically. So I got my feet inside this thing, and I got a piece of pipe rolled into my bed mat there. So I got the micro stove. So hoping that's going to do the job here tonight. I got an extra water bottle. You know, sometimes if you're I don't know, a kilometer from a creek, even though I don't carry 2 full ones, it's nice to have an extra empty one. Dinner time, you can go get some water, bring back a couple of liters, and you don't have to go back and forth quite as much. I actually brought my hatchet with me. I probably didn't need to bring this, but I made some modifications to this. This is the Prandy that you guys saw me try out a little while back. Kind of reshaped the handle. The handle was so thick I couldn't even get a grip on it, so I did some work on that. So I'm going to try that out again here this afternoon. Reground the edge a little bit, so I'm a little bit happier with that. Just, you know, a lot more comfortable. So, you know, I didn't need to bring this, but I thought I would just give it a go again here. So that's the Prandy. I always bring a little bit of a gear bag. You know, you carry a big backpack like this, and you're digging through the bottom all the time. So basically that's gear. I got a little bit of tech, batteries. My food is in here. I don't even know what else is in here, to be honest with you. Like I said, mostly it's food. I got some clothing in there. There's a small blanket. So that's basically all my gear. There's the sweater that I'm actually looking for. This time of year I always bring a rain jacket, so this is military surplus Gore-Tex. This goes with me. If it's not snowing, this comes with me, because in the mountains here, You can get rain or snow. This works well either way. So that's an essential. And brought my parka. No sleeping bag again tonight. Going with the down parka. I'm getting to that time of year where I'm going to change this down out for synthetic. But in the meantime, I don't think it's going to snow if anything, or it's going to rain. If anything, it might snow here tonight. But I got the Gore-Tex that I can put over top of the down if it gets wet. So gonna definitely do my best to keep that dry. In another couple of months, this will be changed out for synthetic. I don't like down when it gets wet. So that's that. I got another sweater in there. I did bring up a little bit of a tarp. This is normally what I sleep on. It's got foil on one side. You can use it overhead, underneath, as a blanket. So that's basically my fallback here. And so I'm going to put this underneath my little piece of foam that I brought. And this guy here, this is a tent. Going to talk about this a little bit more as we get to set it up. So I'm actually going to use the micro stove inside a small tent. And everybody says, you can't do that. Well, today we're going to do that. So I'm going to incorporate, the tent video inside this kind of longer adventure video for you guys who want to watch something a little longer here. But I'm going to break the tent and stove video out separately. So that's the tent. I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we get into setting it up. And basically that's it. So let's get to work. So the other thing I brought with me that I forgot to tell you about is my Silky. This is the Big Boy 2000. So I kind of opted for something not too big, not too small. And of course I showed you my hatchet. But I thought would be kind of cool here, and I'm probably not going to show you the whole play on the video, but I got a nice big tree here that the wind knocked over, and there's actually kind of two trunks here. So I'm pretty confident that if I cut one of these off, the other one is still going to stay suspended, and then I'm going to hack off, I don't know, about a foot-long piece or two, and I'll have a chair to sit on, a little table I can eat my dinner on. So I just thought I would do that even before I set up the tent here. That way I can, like I say, just have a little spot to sit. So these things I'm probably just going to even knock off there. Won't even have to chop them. Don't know what's in the frame and what isn't, but just going to make a little bit of room to work here. That's since I sort of trimmed that down a little bit, definitely easier to grab onto that. Like I said, I don't even really need to chop. This tree has probably been down for a couple of years, so it's definitely dead wood here. So all right, a little bit of binding there. There we go. I think we're going to be okay. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Got one piece out of there. So I think maybe one more piece, maybe two more pieces, I don't know. Well, it's 8:30 and it's time for some dinner. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use my little isobutane stove here with the canister and the $10 Amazon top on it. For dinner I'm going to have the Knorr Sidekicks. These are teriyaki noodles, boil in 3 minutes. So this water here will be boiling probably less than 5 minutes. 3 minutes later I'm going to have all the teriyaki noodles I can eat. Throw in a little beef jerky and it's going to be a good dinner. So we're going to stoke this stove up a little bit more, get this show on the road. Okay, to complete the setup here, we got the silicone stove jack duct tape to the outside of the tent, and I got a good almost too much pipe sticking out of there, but there's almost all of it sticking out, which is okay, and it's sealed up nice and tight there. The duct tape is sticking well enough. It's you know, not quite as sticky as I would like, but it's not going to come off there, so might have to maybe fool around with some different brands of duct tape, but for this purpose here, seems to be holding on there just fine. And underneath the stove, I got that silicone barbecue sheet, the Coquina brand, rated to 550 degrees. So if we get a little bit too much heat underneath, then I think that's going to just prevent our tarp floor from melting. And as you can see, I got a little bit of relief cut around the stove jack, so we'll see if that's enough. We're not going to get a terribly large fire in here, but it's possible that we may get a little bit of melting on that nylon fabric. So just to wrap up this section on the DIY micro stove in the $30 Bass Pro tent, overall it worked pretty well. Didn't go through as much wood as I thought I might, so that's a good thing. It was fairly efficient. It threw a good amount of heat, so it kept us fairly toasty last night. And the stove jack worked pretty well also. It didn't get any melting of the tent fabric, so that worked out well. Did get a little bit of melt on the silicone stove jack, as at one point I got the stove just probably a little bit too hot. The only other thing I ran into is that the duct tape didn't stick all that well to the silicone impregnated tent fabric, so I had to kind of rig it up on the tent pole there just to keep that pipe centered, around in the hole for the tent fabric. So other than that, as I say, everything worked out pretty well. I think I would try this again, maybe just with a couple of minor adjustments. But for what it is, for the cost of it, I think it's a viable option. So I was just down at the creek getting some water here this morning, and I thought I'd show you something kind of cool. So right down at the water, looks like little Christmas tree ornaments, but they're actually little ice balls right at the surface of the water. That was kind of cool. There's a few more there. I'll just give you a shot of the creek here this morning. Sun just coming up, and looks like the start to another beautiful day out here in the mountains. So we're going to get things packed up, get the tent squared away, and hit the trail again.